think the great question of not only practical politics but of political theory is how do you balance the needs of liberty and equality? Because those two impulses always seem to be in conflict. Conservatism would put sort of an extreme emphasis on individual liberty and sort of neglect equality. Liberals, you could argue, probably want a little bit of both. And radicals, whether anarchists, communists, or socialists, would, in some sense, lean more toward equality over liberty. I'm just curious to know from you, how do you think, first off, do you think there is a tension between liberty and equality? And secondly, how do we best create a society that balances those two tensions?
The idea that there's a conflict between them is ideological dogma. We don't know that there's a conflict between them. And in fact, classical liberals didn't think there was. So take, say, Adam Smith, who we're supposed to revere but not read. One of his core arguments for markets, he had rather nuanced arguments for markets, but one of the basic ones was that, as he said, in a free society, markets will lead to equality. And he meant equality of outcome.
Not equality of opportunity.
No, he meant equality of outcome, which he took for granted to be a desideratum. Well, that was one of his core arguments for markets. Under particular social and economic conditions, you get different results. But I don't think there's anything general that can be said about this.
Well, I was going to say, because Adam Smith, and I actually did read my Adam Smith, one of the reasons he believed in markets was because he was anti-monopoly, and that he viewed, these concentrations of power as inherently dangerous to liberty. Is that accurate?
That's correct, and he was opposed to mercantilist structures, which have been reconstructed in many ways in modern corporations. Yeah, he was strongly opposed to that. In fact, when the modern corporation was introduced by state power about a century ago, classical liberals, conservatives as they were often called, bitterly condemned it as a return to feudalism.